I got some questions over the weekend too about some of the questions. There were two that were incorrectly marked. So I think it was a total of 60 questions on the test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it out of a value of 58 to accommodate for the two incorrect answers on there. So you don't have to worry, you're not going to be penalized because I accidentally ticked off the wrong correct answer. So I will be accommodating for that. That's okay, Savannah. And so that'll be corrected. And also, if you've got some of the ID wrong, you should be able to see the comment section. And what I've done is added a little note in there, like what the correct answer was. So you could see that. All right. Who was it that just came in? It was Andy and somebody.
I've been here for like 5 minutes, but
Oh,
I'm
okay.
having a lot of.
It was Monica.
Oh, Monica. Thank you. Okay, cool. All right, so for you new, oh, there's Monica. There she is. I got her. I see her now. I just didn't see her last name, so that's why it didn't pop on my thing. All right, I'm just gonna hit play on this, and we'll watch some Dogs 101. Just let me know in the chat if you cannot hear anything.
If elegance is an English trait, then this setter sure suits its name.
They're beautiful to look at. They're athletic, and they also have an air of goofiness and playfulness about them.
An English setter joined Herbert Hoover in the White House. And in the 1930s, a setter named Jim gained fame for picking 7 Kentucky Derby winners. Each year, he would pick a card with the winner's name.
Hey, good boy!
I like them, and it's not just because I'm English by origin.
English hunters wanted the perfect bird dog and companion. So around 300 years ago, they began combining the Spanish Spaniel, the Water Spaniel, and Springer Spaniel, developing a dog that went into a unique stance or set when stalking game. These elegant looks are actually built for the hunt. Starting with a long, muscular neck, that flowing feathered coat is the setter's most distinguishing trait. The color pattern on their coat is known as Belton markings for the town of Belton, England. Belton comes in orange, blue, lemon, liver, and tricolor varieties, but they're all born with white coats.
The English setter has a unique color, but it's probably one of the sweetest of all the setters.
Setters can adapt to most home environments, but need plenty of exercise. The long feathered coat requires brushing every 2 days. Anything to do with hunting comes easy to a setter, but a stubborn streak might challenge trainers.
They just require somebody to really help them to show their stuff.
There are a few congenital conditions to watch out for.
English setters can be prone to hip dysplasia and deafness.
Setters are great with families, but can be a little timid around rough and tumble young kids. English setters are good in an apartment if given daily exercise. They're prone to deafness and hip dysplasia. Setters require regular grooming, can challenge obedience trainers, and setters get along best in families mindful of the dog's sensitive side.
They're known as Marty's Miracles, dogs sentenced to death, brought back to health.
The Gordon Setter, beauty, brains, and a knack for finding birds.
Is there anything more beautiful than a Gordon Setter?
In England, want to be rich or at least act it? Get a Gordon. One poll says that's who makes up the highest percentage of Gordon owners. Ever popular among the in crowd, Ed McMahon had one named Juniper Berry. This elegant, graceful dog actually has the reasoning capacity of a 5 to 7-year-old child, which makes them playful pups well into old age.
They just have that puppy playfulness that stays with them as they get older.
One of the reasons they make great bird dogs is they can recall where they found birds in a field for 1 year. The Gordon Setter's lineage dates back to 1620. Originally known as Black and Tan Setters, they came into prominence through Scottish nobleman Duke Alexander Gordon. The breed became known as the Gordon Setter, and in 1842, 2 of the Duke's puppies made their way to the U.S. One pup remained in the distinguished company of statesman Daniel Webster. The sturdy Gordon Setter is the heaviest of all setters and the only setter to have a unique black and tan marking on its face and body.
And when you look at its face, it has cute little colored eyebrows. So cute.
And it's no wonder, because these happy, elegant dogs with a bird dog background need room to run.
They really need a job, and if you can't provide one because you live in a city, then you probably shouldn't be getting one.
These dogs are eager to please, with a good memory that can be helpful in training. The Gordon Setter is a healthy dog with a relatively long big dog lifespan of about 13 to 15 years. But they can suffer ailments common to larger breeds, such as hip dysplasia, eye problems, and bloat. Moderate grooming is necessary to keep a Gordon's coat looking its best.
They definitely need regular brushing or that beautiful coat is going to mat.
As a family dog, the lively Gordon can make a good pet, but with a high exercise requirement, they are not for couch potatoes. In general, Gordon Setters need room to roam and are very active athletes, so plenty of space is ideal. They suffer from big dog ailments, but are generally healthy. Gordons require regular grooming. They are smart and eager to please, but need motivational training. And if you have the energy, they're a good family dog. President Truman's Irish setter, Mike, had the run of the White House. But when the Irish setter King Temaho moved in with the Nixon family, the breed became the country's 3rd most popular. And Irish setters are romantic, too.
They're great kissers.
They're really boisterous. They really love to have a good time and party.
Irish setters are happy-go-lucky, playful dogs that thrive on physical activity.
Irish setters were bred in Ireland. They need a lot of exercise. They love to run. They're very, very fast.
No one knows for sure, but it's believed that the Irish setter developed in the 1700s from a mix of Irish Water Spaniel, Irish Terrier, Setting Spaniels, Pointers, and a dash of Gordon Setters. But its signature silky mahogany coat is not its original coloring. No, this is what they first looked like. Mostly white with red patches.
It was originally red and white. Now there is a separate breed called the red and white setter.
The deep red coloring appeared in the 19th century. It became a mark of quality and superior sporting ability. And to newcomers and veterans alike, the rich red coat, caught in just the right light, remains one of the most beguiling features. As bird dogs go, the Irish setter was designed to do it all. Find birds, point them out to the hunter, and to retrieve down quarry. They do this by quartering, running a unique zigzag pattern in front of the hunter. This helps them scan up and down the wind for bird scent. Finding birds over miles of territory takes what breeders call an excellent nose. Irish setters scent their quarry in the air, not on the ground like scent hounds. Its narrow, balanced frame and long legs make the setter nimble enough to turn on a dime. Some say the Irish setter can run faster and has more endurance than other setters. These dogs have the ability to travel over vast and varied terrain. Characteristics that come only in a dog with a cavernous chest that houses a massive heart and gigantic lungs, which provides these energetic dogs with plenty of oxygen. Irish Setter owners will tell you that as a breed, Irish Setters seem eternally youthful and uniquely loving, devoted to their owners. But don't be seduced by this breed's charm and beauty if you can't provide the right environment for one.
If you're a couch potato, don't even bother getting this animal. This is a dog that needs to run. This is a dog that needs to jump. This is a dog that needs to bark and be vocal and get his point across.
On average, Irish Setters live 11 to 16 years, but they're prone to cancer, epilepsy, eye disease, and other health problems. Chiefly bloat, the life-threatening condition common to all deep-chested dogs, but Setters especially. Setters require regular grooming.
They do need to be brushed because they have that long, silky coat.
When training, patience is a virtue.
They're easy to train because they really want to please you.
Sit. Sit.
And they make a great family pet.
I've never met a mean Irish Setter, and if your kids want to have a good time and they want to run and play, this is a great dog for you.
So, in general, these dogs need space to run on a regular basis. Among other things, it's prone to cancer and bloat. They're easy to groom, but you have to do it often. Trainable, with patience and a soft touch. And one of the best breeds for an active family.
Come on.
Let me give you some advice. The process of doing your second draft.
Did you know the Pointer is the oldest breed of sporting dog? Yes, they've been pointing the way since the 1600s. And a Pointer named Sensation is the emblem for the Westminster Kennel Club.
The Westminster Kennel Club was established to refine this breed.
Hard driving, handsome, and always ready to go, the Pointer is known as the Cadillac of bird dogs.
They hunt by scent in the air as opposed to on the ground, and once they have tracked their prey, they point.
In 1993, these famous Pointer sisters, Penny and Katie, had everyone jumping for their love, when as a pair they won not a Grammy, but their 6th Best in Show in the pairs category. The Pointer breed we know today was developed in 17th century England. Their exact lineage is a bit of a mystery, but most agree that the Pointer family tree includes Foxhound, Greyhound, Bloodhound, a Setting Spaniel, and maybe Terrier.
So all this is in the melting pot to produce the final refined product.
The Pointer is medium-sized and muscular, with an average weight of between 45 and 75 pounds. They have a smooth coat that usually comes in a combination of white with liver, orange, lemon, or black. But perhaps the Pointer's most distinctive feature is its head, with a distinctive stop or indentation between muzzle and forehead.
A stop is the area on their face where the bridge of their muzzle actually meets their forehead.
And they have hanging ears and a strong mouth for picking up objects. Pointers are energetic, which makes apartment living less than ideal.
If you did have an apartment, you would have to make sure that that Pointer gets an hour of vigorous exercise.
Grooming the Pointer is fairly minimal. Their smooth coat just needs regular brushing. And the Pointer is a pretty healthy breed, but they're prone to hip dysplasia and hypothyroidism, which can lead to skin conditions, epilepsy, and allergies. Training, though, might be a little demanding. But these top sporting dogs are tops with a family. So in general, the energetic Pointer needs lots of exercise and will be happiest with a yard. They're a healthy breed, but watch for hypothyroidism. Grooming is a breeze, but training can be a challenge. And they make a loyal family dog.
We are being censored. America's news outlets no longer provide the truth. I'm Joshua Phillip.
The German short-haired Pointer. The German short-haired pointer is known as the most versatile working dog. But did you know that the German Shorthair has also been elected mayor of all pets in Montclair, California? His opponent said he was dogmatic. And that another served alongside the Air Force in Operation Iraqi and Enduring Freedom, detecting bombs. These dogs can do it all.
They've been used to pull sleds, they've been used to, track, they've been used to hunt, they've been used to point.
While pointers kept the Egyptians company 3,000 years ago, the German short-haired pointer was developed in the 19th century in, you guessed it, Germany.
They were originally bred to be very versatile game hunters. The fact that they're so versatile tells you that this was a dog that somebody put a lot of energy into breeding, and it took a lot of different types of dogs to create the German short-haired pointer.
It's thought the old Spanish pointer, the English pointer, the Dalmatian, Weimaraner, tracking hound, German bird dog, and the Vizsla were put together to make the German short-haired pointer.
They weren't bred for their looks, they were bred for their function, but they ended up by looking pretty spiffy too.
Their coloring can be as varied as their abilities. Not sure what color your German shorthair is? Check his nose. It'll match his coat. Liver-colored dogs have brown noses, and black dogs have a matching black snout. Pointers get their name from the pose they take when they've spotted game. Head down with a steady gaze, paw lifted, then tail up. The pointer takes on the shape of an arrow. All pointers were bred to do this instinctively.
You will see that puppies as young as 8 weeks old, if you drag a feather on the ground, will oftentimes chase that feather and then stop and point it.
Bred for water retrieving, the German short-haired pointer has a short, flat, water-resistant coat that helps it maintain an even temperature. The German Shorthair also has webbed feet to help it move through the water. The feet are a tight spoon shape. This keeps debris from between the toes. Heavy nails make this dog an all-terrain pooch. Shorthairs can handle land, sea, and air. Have you seen this dog jump?
German Shorthair pointers are among the most hyper breeds that I've ever dealt with. They are great at dog sports.
They're amazing athletes. They can run and run and run.
German short-haired pointers are built to jump. They're very lean, putting less stress on their joints. Their power comes from their strong haunches, allowing them to launch themselves both up and out. The German short-haired pointer is a boisterous, highly energetic dog that requires plenty of exercise.
It's a huge myth that a hyper dog is the most difficult dog to train. The hyper dog is just the one that wants to be stimulated, that wants to work with a human being.
While the German short-haired pointer is suited to all climates, it needs lots of exercise and room to roam. While they are great companions, they do require supervision with small children.
German short-haired pointers do make good pets because they like to be in the company of people. But they're not the type of dog that you would get if you have a family of children because they're so energetic they might just knock them over.
This robust breed lives a long life, generally free from health problems. It's not uncommon for them to reach 16 years old. Unlike other sporting dogs, German Shorthairs rarely suffer from hip dysplasia and joint problems. The coat that repels water also repels dirt, so this dog is an easy one to groom.
Looks can be deceiving. This is a dog that sheds a lot, and it is very short hair that is oftentimes hard to get out of your clothing and your furniture.
The all-terrain German short-haired pointer needs room to roam. It is a robust dog that has few health problems. It's an easy breed that requires minimal grooming. Highly intelligent German short-haired pointers require plenty of exercise and stimulus to keep them happy. And they're a great dog for families with active children.
I love German short-haired pointers because I think that they are not only beautiful, but I love the fact that they're a dog that has a really independent spirit, but is also very trainable.
To fly a rocket ship, you need to be an optimist. No astronaut launches for space.
Weimaraners were born to run.
A Weimaraner is not a dog that you're just going to sort of bring into your home and he's going to sit there on the couch looking at you serenely.
The Weimaraner is a head-turning, graceful, muscular, medium-sized, silvery gray dog with a tail that is often docked. Back in the 1800s, the Weimaraner was developed for the Grand Duke Karl August and his German noblemen in the Weimar Republic of Germany.
Weimaraners were bred to hunt huge game like bear, boars, deer.
But getting these energetic pups into the U.S. wasn't easy. In fact, the Germans played a dirty trick on the Americans. The first 2 puppies sent by them to the U.S. had been radiated, which meant we could not reproduce the dogs and start our own line. Sorry guys, your plan didn't work. 9 years later, a Rhode Island breeder brought 3 Weimaraners home from Germany and the breed flourished. So what makes these dogs special? First, their brains. Called the dog with the human brain, he is wickedly smart and is always looking for something to do, even if the activity is a little naughty.
These dogs see where you hide the treats, you go out of the room, they're gonna go get those treats.
Next up, their eyes. As puppies, they'll have blue eyes. But as they mature, the eyes turn yellow, which can look sort of spooky.
It can actually make them look a little bit like an alien. It makes them look more intense.
And speaking of intense, the third trait Weimaraners are known for is their keen sense of smell. In fact, over half of this dog's brain is devoted to his sniffing ability. That fantastic nose got them a job sniffing for missile parts during the Cold War at the White Sands Missile Range. But perhaps the most appealing characteristic is their coat. The Weimaraner has a short, sleek, silvery gray coat. At times, the muted color can create a disappearing effect on the dog, hence the nickname, the Gray Ghost. The accepted coat colors for the Weimaraner range from a light silver gray to a tan taupe to a dark gray. But city living is not usually the ideal environment for these highly energetic pooches.
In a perfect world, a Weimaraner would live on an estate in the country.
As far as training, you must do it early.
If you don't take the time to train the dog and give them the attention that they need, they're going to find ways of entertaining themselves, and it's not always the way you want them to.
Grooming a Weimaraner is a piece of cake.
Every few weeks or so, give them a bath, and they're ready to go.
Weimaraners are pretty healthy. Once in a while, they can be prone to bloat, which happens if they eat too much and too quickly. So it's best to feed them 2 small meals a day. Does a Weimaraner make a good family pet? You bet.
Weimaraners make a great family dog. These dogs are highly sociable animals. They want to be with people.
Not all dogs adhere to breed standards, but in general, the Weimaraner can live anywhere, but is happiest with lots of running room. They don't have too many health issues. Grooming is practically non-existent. They are easy to train, but do it early on, and they make good family pets.
Get 2 dogs, maybe 3. Quit your day job and your night job and spend all of your hours with them. And don't overfeed them. They look terrible when they're fat.
Love the dog? Hate the smell? Check out the Vizsla. That's right, they don't have an odor.
They're very clean dogs. They don't have that doggy smell.
These self-cleaning dogs even lick themselves like a cat. No wonder Vizslas have been the quintessential royal dog for centuries. Smooth and handsome, regal and statuesque. Vizslas are the aristocrats of the dog world.
The Vizsla is a gorgeous dog.
Face it, these dogs look like they belong.
They're just a majestic looking dog. They're just beautiful and stunning.
With their smooth coat, lean figure, and almost prancing-like gait, they can sometimes look more like a well-placed prop than a real live dog.
It's okay.
But don't let this fool you. These pups have pep.
You have to get them exercised about 2 hours a day, and I mean running exercise.
This is not a walk-around-the-block kind of dog. Vizslas want to run, not walk. And good at running they are. Their ancestors, the Magyar Vizslas, were the choice hunting dogs back in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. As part retriever and part pointer, they were bred with a keen sense of smell and incredible sense of motivation. Those dogs became the crown jewel of Hungary. Only the creme de la creme owned them. But as the empire fell apart, they were crossed with the Weimaraner and the German short-haired pointer, resulting in the sleek hunter we have today. The flip side of this energetic pup is a dog that loves to relax with you. When not running, it's hard to find a Vizsla anywhere else but at your feet.
Vizslas are very affectionate dogs. They're also known as the Velcro dog because they like to stay with you.
Unless you're throwing a ball, expect a Vizsla to be on your lap.
Oh boy.
For the dog that seems to be half cat already, check out their paws. With long toes and small compact pads, their paws are classified as cat-like. If not for the nails on hardwood floors, you would never know they were coming. Another trait that allows them to go unnoticed by prey, their eyes. Bred to show no white, the brown irises blend right into the Vizsla's coat. Vizslas are possibly the ultimate camo dog. Their coat is the color of cinnamon, from head to tail, with virtually no variation. Vizslas are an active dog. They are not great for city living, but thrive in the open country. There may not be an easier dog to groom.
They're just very clean. They have very short coat. They smell good all the time.
If you run a dry cloth over them a couple of times a week, they'll only need a bath 4 or 5 times a year. Like most active dogs, they're prone to hip dysplasia, but this is less so with Vizslas. Overall, don't worry about spending a lot at the vet with these pups. Vizslas need training.
Vizslas are trainable with somebody that knows what they're doing.
Sit. Good boy.
You need to train them slowly and carefully because they can kind of become overwhelmed if you give them too much to think about at once.
Because they want to work for you, you need to be patient in training them. It takes some time to focus all their energy in the right direction. No doubt the Vizsla is a lovable family dog, but this breed has a ton of energy, so it's best to be careful around small kids.
Probably it's going to do best in the family that does a lot of outdoor activities. Not necessarily great with real young children.
While best in big open areas, they're one of the healthiest dogs and one of the easiest to groom. Put all your time into their training, it'll pay off. And they do need attention around small kids. Equally comfortable on the couch next to you and in the woods playing fetch, Vizslas will keep you in great company and on your toes.
Let's go get it.
The German wire-haired pointer, Sirius.
Kind of guard dog type, but actually a sporting dog.
It's a very well-rounded hunting dog.
And silly enough for a 3-ring circus. That's right, the most popular gun dog in Germany has such a clownish side that they performed with the Ringling Brothers.
These guys are very high-energy dogs, quite spectacular to look at.
And the rough charms of these smart, affectionate, loyal pups have also been seen in movies and books. With no surprise, they are cast as a dog who loves to hunt. Steady, sensible, strong-willed, and exactly what they were bred for.
A lot of different breeds went into developing the perfect hunting dog.
The German wire-haired pointer was developed during the mid-19th century by crossing a Griffon, Stichelhair, Poodle Pointer, and German Short-haired, then adding distinctive traits of Pointer, Foxhound, and Poodle. The result? An uber dog who excels at pointing and retrieving on any terrain. Achtung. They've been in the U.S. since the 1920s, but can still be hard to find. While they might not be as famous as other German imports, their rugged good looks do capture attention.
Very German, very well made.
And with just one look, you can see which job the wire-haired pointer is wired for, hunting. From their distinctive, coarse, weather-resistant double-haired coat,
And it actually protects the dog as it's maneuvering and hunting.
to their powerful hindquarters, to their strong jaw with scissor bite, perfect for picking up game. But one of the wire-haired pointer's most captivating charms, that face. That's why they're affectionately called the ugly dog. If you're thinking you could fall for a face like this, you'd be right. But you'll need lots of room. The German wire-haired pointer is not an apartment dog.
At least an hour or two of off-leash running every day.
And that wire hair, it does shed, so regular brushing with a firm bristle brush is a must. These strong dogs tend to live long, healthy lives of about 12 to 14 years. But they can suffer from hip dysplasia, ear infections, genetic eye diseases, and skin cancer. Because they're so smart, training is easy, but they're not pushovers.
They tend to be a dog that I would say has a stronger, harder, more determined personality.
But with focus and consistency, they'll always aim to please their owners. If socialized early, German wire-haired pointers are great dogs for active families. So in general, the German wire-haired pointer needs a yard and lots of exercise. These hardy dogs live a long life and need a good brushing twice a week. They're easy to train if you're consistent, and properly socialized, they're a good family pet.
How do I skip this one? So we didn't do this one, and or do I just click it? Oops.
Better scroll to the end of it.
Oh.
Meet Stitch Fix. Get styled in 4 easy steps. First, take your style quiz. You'll get a box with pieces selected by your personal stylist. Keep the items that you love.
There we go.
Could this be the perfect family pet? Well, considering that they're one of the lowest ranking barkers and they don't have bad breath, that's a pretty good start. And what's this about an egg?
They have what's called a soft mouth. Take the egg.
Good boy.
I've actually seen these dogs pick up 2 or 3 raw eggs in their mouth at a time without breaking them.
Good. Perfect egg.
Often referred to simply as the Golden. The Golden Retriever is one of the most beloved dogs, and it's always ranked high among the most popular breeds.
Golden Retrievers are right at the top as far as a pet goes. Very versatile. They are one of the top pets that are welcomed into homes today.
Good job.
And there happens to be a guy you can thank for this happy, dutiful pooch, and he's got a funny name. Lord Tweedmouth, or if you prefer his given name, Sir Dudley Marjoribanks. An avid hunter, Lord Tweedmouth lived near the banks of the Loch Ness, and it was there where he developed a dog in the 1860s with a love for the water and a desire to retrieve.
Ready, guys?
Well, the Tweedster knocked this one out of the park. The American Kennel Club registered the Golden in 1925, and the breed flourished through the 30s and 40s and has never lost its popularity. And if obedience is your thing, look no further. They're rocking the good behavior hardware.
Unique about the Golden Retriever is they were the first ever AKC obedience trial champion.
That's like Miss Manners for dogs, an organization recognizing an excellent working relationship with their owners.
Stop. They are so willing to work for the people they're bonded with. They're just so ready to please their families.
Ready, guys?
You don't have to bother saying fetch to these guys. Bred as hunters to retrieve fowl from water and land, they'll run tirelessly all day.
Come on, Bravo. Good boy.
Goldens are a big dog, measuring around 22 inches in height and an average weight of 65 pounds. They sport a dense, water-repellent coat with a good undercoat and rich shades of golden coloring. A puppy's coat is almost always lighter than what it will be when it's an adult. Looking at a puppy's ears are a good indication of what color it will be when it grows up. These dogs love to chew. Yep, it's that soft mouth again, bred to carry waterfowl during the hunt. But sometimes it goes a little too far. Some bad reviews are taking a bite out of their reputation.
Aggression is now a feature in some lines. Not the whole breed, but you've got to watch out for it. And Golden's actually a number 3 on the National Bite Parade in what is an epidemic of bites these days.
Who's number 1 and number 2? The German Shepherd's at 1, the Chow Chow at 2. And like its retriever alum, the Labrador, it has webbed feet to aid in all that paddling it loves to do. But with all that fetching and running, the Golden Retriever is prone to hip dysplasia, a joint disorder common to many large breeds. It's caused by a loss of cartilage due to an abnormal formation in the hip. It can be quite painful and requires proper medical attention. Consult with your vet if your Golden shows signs of discomfort. For environment, Goldens are versatile, but it's a bigger dog that requires activity.
I think the nice thing about a Golden Retriever is they're going to adapt to anywhere. They'd be fine in an apartment as long as they got worked. You could put them on a farm. They'd have a blast.
Hip dysplasia is common, and if not properly exercised, these guys can pack on the pounds. There's also been a problem with cancer in the breed.
Lymphosarcoma is a very common cancer in Golden Retrievers, so you want to make sure that you get a good line.
Grooming-wise, you'll have to pay attention to their coat.
Good job. Goldens should be groomed regularly. You know, they need to be brushed. They need to get all the knots taken out with a slicker brush.
Golden Retrievers are extremely easy to train.
They are more biddable than some other breeds, which means they're more eager to please.
There's probably not a better pet for the entire family. But remember, it can be mouthy and a biter, so train them early to not bite. This is not a guard dog, unless the intruder hates getting licked. Every Golden has its own unique personality and traits. But in general, Goldens are born to run and are generally quite healthy. Keep that brush handy and don't sweat the training. And you've got a great family dog.
They just have a zest for life no matter what they do. They're just amazing dogs.
I became a veterinarian because I was so in love with my dog when I was a kid.
I fell for that dog like a ton of bricks.
It's hard not to love the Lab. Big, friendly, full of life. They're called the Labrador, but actually they come from Newfoundland. Yeah, Newfoundland. What we know as the Lab today originated in the early 1800s, when fishermen bred a smaller version of Newfie to retrieve fishing nets and sometimes the fish that fell off hooks. They created a dog who loved to swim, had great stamina, and had strong haunches to leap dramatically into the water. The record is 27 feet. The breeders couldn't name the new dog Newfoundland. That name was taken. So the dog was named for the sea they worked in, Labrador.
From there, they were brought to England, and the breed, as we know it today, was developed.
Leading off the list, like all retrievers, the Lab has webbed paws. These natural flippers make him one of the strongest canine swimmers around. The second trait is an otter-like tail. Thick at the base and strong, it acts like a rudder in the water. Number 3 is a layered, slightly oily coat that keeps them warm, helps them float, and is also drip dry. Labs come in 3 bold colors. Black is the most common and the most successful in competitions. Yellow's next, and it's the most popular for Labs working as police dogs. Chocolate is the rarest.
There's a misconception that people think that black labs come from black labs and chocolates just come from chocolates, but you can have all three colors in a litter.
The fourth trait bred into labs is what dog experts call a soft mouth. A well-trained lab can carry an egg in its mouth without cracking the shell. And then there's that fifth special trait, their unique ability to learn.
So you don't have to be the best trainer in the world. You just need to be making an effort, and the dog will meet you halfway and try to do the rest. That's it.
If you're thinking of raising a lab, there are considerations.
I think people would be surprised that Labradors, while they can be wonderful adult companions, as puppies oftentimes are the mouthiest dogs. So you have to be prepared if you're raising a Labrador puppy to teach them from a very, very young age to have what trainers call bite inhibition. That is, to be really careful with their little razor-sharp teeth.
There are some people who are not necessarily the best people for a Labrador. The dogs tend to have a high activity level.
This is a dog that needs room to run. He's a sprinter, able to hit speeds of 12 miles an hour in 3 seconds. But labs aren't quite super dogs. While robust, the lab is prone to several ailments. One of the best known is a problem of the hip called dysplasia. It's caused by an abnormal formation in the hip. It leads to a loss of cartilage and pain. Labs are also susceptible to a genetic eye defect called retinal dysplasia, which causes blind spots. And like most athletes, labs have problems with knees and elbows. The Labrador Retriever could be the most versatile breed of dog in the world. Life expectancy is 12 to 13 years.
Labs as a breed tend to be pretty healthy dogs. There are some issues that they're prone to on a genetic basis.
Grooming is minimal, but they shed moderately in the spring and fall. They are athletes who adapt well to cold environments.
The Lab is a very secure, comfortable, adaptable dog.
Labs adapt well to families and pose a low risk for bites.
It loves to participate in family activities. It's hard to imagine a better dog than a Labrador.
Labs are easy to train and eager to please.
As with any dog, even though Labradors are wonderful companions, it's important to start training them when they're very, very young.
So in general, labs love the cold, but thrive in most environments. Though labs get high marks for health, they're prone to hip, elbow, and joint problems. Labs are very easy to groom. They're easy to train. These loyal dogs make wonderful pets.
You need strong leadership and firm training.
What weighs 30 pounds and uses its tail as a duck decoy?
The Quaker Hund.
As far as grooming, be a loyal, loving friend. Tall, dark, with big hair.
If you've never seen one of these dogs, that's something to look at.
They remind me of Lucy, and I love Lucy because of the way she wore her hair.
And it sort of looks like a poodle.
They do kind of look like a poodle.
But it's not a poodle. It's an Irish Water Spaniel.
They're very playful and goofy and bouncy.
And like a typical spaniel, they love to swim and hunt.
They approach everything with enthusiasm, and they're an exceptional dog at retrieving.
But even though Gina Davis has one, and another lived in the Playboy Mansion as the favorite pooch of Hugh Hefner's ex-wife Kimberly, don't expect to see this dog on every corner, because you won't. Right now, there are only about 1,500 of these dogs living in the U.S. And these elegant spaniels have been called a slew of names.
Whiptail, rat-tail dog, Shannon Spaniel, and Bog Dog. That's a dog with a lot of nicknames.
While some of these names refer to the dog's skinny little wagger, others relate to its history. which is a little fuzzy.
It is the largest of all the spaniels and considered to be probably one of the oldest of the spaniel breeds.
Legend says St. Patrick is the one who mystically decided to put the dog's tail fur on its head. The first thing you notice on the Irish Water Spaniel is his gorgeous brown, slightly purple-tinged coat.
They've got this soft, curly top knot.
Someone once said it's like a bad toupee.
And this dog has super strong feet.
Wet feet, just like the poodle, who they are an ancestor of.
Interestingly, the Irish Water Spaniel's tail is naked.
That acts as a rudder in the water, makes them an even more efficient swimmer.
So if you'd like a sporting dog like Fiona and Selchie, remember, they're not quiet little loafing dogs. They need to run and be active. As for health issues, these dogs can develop typical spaniel ear infections and big dog eye issues like entropion. Entropion is an eye disorder that affects the eyelids. Basically, the lower eyelid rolls inward, pressing all the eyelashes against the sensitive eye surface. Over time, if not treated, entropion can lead to scarring, nerve damage, even vision loss. Surprisingly, even with all that hair, these curly mop tops don't need too much grooming. Just a routine bath and brush. And because the Irish Water Spaniel is super smart, he's pretty easy to train.
It's kind of looking for direction and hoping you're going to be there to provide it.
Good. As far as being a good pet, this dog can be a good addition to an active family. In general, the Irish Water Spaniel needs lots of exercise, so apartment living might not be the best option. As far as health, watch out for ear infections and eye problems. Despite its fabulous fur, the Irish Water Spaniel needs very little grooming. And because they're so smart, they are very trainable. As for being good with children, they are, as long as the kids respect the dog.
All right. So tomorrow I'm gonna release the test, and it'll be up for 48 hours for you guys. Don't forget to take a look at some of the common illnesses that were at the beginning there, because those will be some of the questions. There'll be some ID, just kind of like the CAT test. It'll be real similar to that. Yes, just the sporting group only. Tomorrow we're going to start Hound. I know, and I think we have, yeah. So we'll start Hound tomorrow. We'll start the lecture on that. So, but this one is only sporting group.
You said you were going to give us 48 hours for this one?
Yes, yeah. So I'm not sure how many I haven't quite finished typing up the test yet, so I'm not sure how long it is, but everybody's going to get the same accommodations again, just like I did the last time. So once you open the test, it'll probably be like 75 minutes. Probably give you 75 minutes to take it, but it'll be open for 2 days. So if you can't do it right away, it'll be up there for you.
Are you going to do it at like 3 o'clock, like when classes end?
I'll probably just release it at noon, like when our class typically starts. So it'll just be up and ready to go for whenever you're done. Sound good? All right, well, I will let you guys go. The Kahoot link is up on Edmodo, and actually I will go ahead and put it in the chat right now. So if you needed it, where is it? View challenge info. Now my computer's getting laggy. Copy. Oh, happy adoptiversary. All right, guys. Well, you are free to go, and I'll meet you back here tomorrow. Bye. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Kicked them all out. I didn't realize I could do that.
That's hilarious. We're all just gonna hang out until tomorrow, I suppose.
Right. Well, let me hit stop